My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I am currently in Carbondale, Illinois. I am still under attack by Scientology. So let me explain what Scientology is. There are more than three dimensions. This is a fact. There are 12 dimensions in total. These extra dimensions reside within the matter that creates this universe. So inside, it looks like inward expansion. They are inward dimensions. It's on the inside. So on the outside, a living human is three dimensions, and then on the inside, we are 12 dimensions. So these are inner or inward dimensions. There's also extra particles or a different type of particle attached to us, a dark matter or dark energy that makes up part of our biology. You can't see it, but it is there. So we have 12 dimensions worth of biology and extra particulate biology. So we have 12 dimensions worth of positive side biology and then 12 dimensions worth of negative side or dark matter biology. We utilize this extra dimensional biology first while we are alive. All bodily functions require extra dimensional biology to function properly. Our thinking, sight, smell, taste, touch, our senses, our sensory perception organs, our digestion, our heart, our breathing, uh, even things like sexual intercourse and sleeping, consuming energy. Uh, all of these bodily functions require extra dimensional biology attached to us and working properly or to work properly or to function right. So, second, we use this extra dimensional biology to have an afterlife. So, upon death, uh, our dark particles and our light particles or dark merge into one biology and we face towards the 12th dimension, facing the opposite direction, uh, and we become a ghastly looking creature with big hands, like we have gigantic hands. We have a head covering that has two horns. Our heads get really big. Our torsos are really big. Our eyes are huge. Uh, and we glow. Our skin glows. Our eyes glow. And we can breathe fire. So we are mystical, magical creatures. We can move particles around with our nervous system and our brain. And uh, we have powerful eyes. We can see down to the molecular level. The closest thing that humans know these creatures by is the term Anunnaki, foreign creatures from outer space. However, Anunnakis are a product offered by Scientology, and I'll get into that in a moment. So, there's no name for a dead human or a human soul that has gone to heaven. They are 99% whole, 99% healthy, 99% soul. Uh, Ancestor, they have a name, they have a social security number. Uh, they're mystical, magical creatures with horns on their head. We can do magic, and we go into outer space upon death and participate in creation. So we use our magic to create stars and planets and elements and seed these planets with elements and create primordial soups on these planets and create life and help life develop out of these primordial soups and then help life evolve into higher organisms such as mankind. And with the use of time travel, dead humans or ancestors, human souls, have created life on Earth and mankind, and they created Earth and our solar system, and the stars in which helped us uh, help create our elements. Uh, and the longer they are out there, the longer dead humans are in outer space, the bigger they get. But they don't get very big uh, relative to us. Big enough to handle a planet or handle stars. Pretty big. You could assume half the size of our solar system, probably. And that is an all magical, all powerful creature. A very magical creature. A dead human. Yep. Uh, Nunnakai, for lack of a better word. A healthy Nunnakai, a whole Nunnakai. I knew it. Ancestor, uh, or Hunkpah in the Native American or Lakota Native American terminology. Hunkpah or Hunkpah ancestor. One that made it, one that went to heaven. And it is not a 100% guaranteed that people go into the spirit realm or go into the afterlife upon death. The fact is, humans live before they die. And while we live, we wear out. We get damaged. We go through bad environments. We lose body parts, especially in today's environment. Uh, and that keeps us from going to the afterlife. I mean, obviously, you have organ damage or biology damage, wounds, or you've been damaged in battle or just through a bad environment. You've had car wrecks, surgeries, even cancers and diseases, uh, and genetic diseases, even abnormalities or cancers. They can stop a human from going into the spirit realm, especially organ theft, biological theft, or transplants, things of this nature, like pacemakers and stuff. They get in the way of living in the afterlife. You pretty much have to be a healthy person that dies under controlled circumstances to go to have an afterlife and be healthy and to participate in creation, to pertain magic, and to be able to do magic in order to create the planets, uh, the solar systems and stars and planets. And we're supposed to move from one planet to the next. So we're supposed to do Earth first and create ourselves throughout time, and then go to the next planet and create an extraterrestrial alien with just as powerful as us, and that can help us participate in creation. And we go rise a level and rise a level, and these are natural aliens or horned. Ours is a horned alien, a big Care Bear, big fat outer space clown-looking Care Bear type magical creature uh, that helps participate in creation. That is the history of Earth, and that is the history of the human race. And that is how we exist. So Scientology. So we have established that humans have a soul. Well, Scientologists they cut theirs off or have it cut off, chop their soul off or chop it in half. And then they stick a technology in his brain. They cut their skulls open and stick technology in their brains. And this allows them to drive their souls around from a remote location. Now, this remote control technology is internal, neurological implants, neurological technology implanted into the brain. Yet it is highly invasive. It is a foreign object. It hurts, uh, and it also does other things, which I'll get into neurotech. So this allows the users to do this, to access a remote control technology with their eyes closed and while they're sleeping. So lucid dreaming happens during this technology. It's like they never sleep again. So either they're awake in a third dimension, or when they sleep, they are awake in the extra dimensions. So these Scientologists they cut their soul off, and they use technology and techniques to turn their soul into upper dimensional vehicles, biologies in which they can drive around through the upper dimensions. Experiences with these creatures or with these organisms in the past have been referred to as alien encounters. And people usually encounter these organisms or these Scientologists in their sleep. So they report lucid dreaming or out of body experiences. Uh, and they also report things like torture, telepathy. So telepathy is also available with this neurotech. So I'll get into that in a moment. But what's important to note is you have to realize that Scientologists they cut their souls off and they're driving them around on Earth right now from a remote location. They're driving their souls around and interacting with humans, with the living. And a lot of these Scientologists are criminal. So only the people that are among the living uh, engage within this technology. So a lot of these Scientologists are using their souls to commit criminal activities. First off, they do organ theft a lot, biological theft or soul theft. They need organs and tissues to complete their alien form. So upon removal of their souls are incomplete. They are lacking organs and tissues which help the biology function properly. Those organs and tissues were vital and had to be left behind on the owner of the soul so the owner could still continue to function properly and survive. So they steal organs and tissues from other humans and other species to complete their alienoid forms or alien forms and turn them into a functional working biology that can be driven around from a remote location. It could be a drivable biology. So organ theft, they steal organs and tissues from other humans uh, to complete their Scientology process. So those are transplants. And then they also steal organs and tissues and souls, entire souls from other humans and other species, because this technology allows them to drive those souls around too. They cut yours off, and they can drive yours around too. They call it a surrogate or surrogate making process. So I'm being harassed very badly. These people have installed hive mind technology in my brain. It allows for telepathy. It allows me to hear these people. They communicate with me. We have interfaced to a computer system that allows for us to interact with each other in a digital landscape. They call it a hive mind technology. It's telepathy. So it is a visual and auditory phone service. It allows the users to talk to each other and to show each other with cameras and other technologies themselves or their alien forms. So I can see into the spirit world, so to speak. I see these aliens and humans around me and at their location. They use cameras and this phone service. Uh, I'm being harassed badly and berated. They're threatening my animals. They're saying they're going to assault one of my animals. I have chihuahuas. They murdered one. They tortured her to death. That was Coco, a little chihuahua hound dog mix. A precious little pretty dog, beautiful animal. They murdered her. Now they're claiming they're going to murder my other animal. So I had two of them. They got one, and I got the other. And I took her to a safe location, and uh, she has room and board at a facility to help her, just to get her away from me because these people follow me around. And so they murdered one, and I suspect they murdered other family members too because this has led to terrorism and murder. So next, I have to note there's an entanglement property between our third dimension and our extra dimensions. It appears the particles that we consist of are made of 12 dimensions, and the electron shell travels around all 12 dimensions. They are inside internal dimensions. So the electron shell is traveling around all 12 dimensions. If you remove a piece of extra dimensional, which is what Scientology does, they remove extra dimensional biology. If they take that to a remote location, the third dimension is still connected to it. The atomic shell still travels, or the electron shell still travels around the removed biology and back around the third, even if it's in separate locations. That's what appears is happening. And this creates entanglement. This creates entanglement. This allows for uh, the uh, the access or connection of third dimensional biology and extra dimensional biology. So they can take biology, specifically brain tissue or the whole soul, to facilities on Earth and in outer space and store this biology into a computer storage facility and interface it to a computer system. And this allows the users also to interact with each other in a digital landscape. It's sort of a remote technology or remote. This also is part of their uh, communication or telepathy technology. They interface their brain tissue to a computer system, and it allows for the command center so they can drive the rest of their soul or their alien biologies, and also allows them to drive other organisms that are not their own, such as surrogates. I'm being harassed badly. They berate me too. This is a Scientology, so these are Scientologists talking to me. It's horrible. So they have stolen my soul, my extra dimensional biology, and it is entangled to me. They've taken it to a remote location. If they stick something in it, It's like a voodoo doll. It damages me, even if it's at a remote location, and it allows access to my third dimension, so they can stick something in it and it drive it all the way to my third dimension. I'm being assaulted greatly, so they're filling my soul in all dimensions, even in the third dimension, full of. He says, "Yeah, you're being put to death." It's another human on Earth, another Scientologist. He's associated with the military. They're evil, horrible people. Yes, I'm hearing their voices right now, saying you're being put to death. Death threat. Just gave me a death threat. So they constantly premeditate my murder, and they are reading my thoughts at the moment, and they have for the last 14 years. And they are using this telepathy or phone service to read my thoughts and steal intellectual property. So I'm an author. I'm part Native American. I'm part Caucasian. My Native American name is Crazy Bird. I write literature. I wrote Crazy Bird comics. I wrote the Environment Creation Agency. I wrote Buffalo Dollars. It says you're being put to death. It's a Scientologist, also associated with the military. I wrote Buffalo Dollars. I wrote Alien Bob, Bug Bob, Space Bob, uh, Jewelcraft, and several other stories, which is the reason why I was kidnapped. I'm a Class A personality. I was an essential personnel. So Scientologists have a bad habit of kidnapping and assimilating essential personnel. I worked for the military and the Department of Justice. So I made less lethal munitions, and I did make also lethal munitions. That y'all cannot be there. Y'all couldn't invade my privacy. It was illegal. Civilians and government are doing this. I'm also a Class A personality, and they see me on social media participating in politics. So I had a large following, and I helped control elections, which is perfectly legal. Are you allowed to participate in politics, to persuade people's votes, to debate politics, elected officials, and their history and records and behavior? You're allowed to debate law. You're allowed to debate politics and policies and issues such as lawmaking, environmental issues, and even religious issues, which is what I did. This that's how I got kidnapped by Scientology. It's just kidnapping and worse. I am violently ill. They have kept my soul at their location. For the last 6 years, they've been stealing body parts. So they got to witness me for the last 14 years writing literature, participating in politics, and doing science. So I'm also a scientist. I study science, all fields of science, particularly, my field of science that I was trained in is tooling or tooling die manufacturing, which is also machine command or machine language. So I'm a manufacturing specialist, a CNC machinist, which is what I was doing for the government when these people found me. uh, they didn't know I was doing that, but they knew I was writing literature and stuff. They see me writing literature on social media and participating in politics and things, being intelligent. They became attracted to my psychology or attracted to my intelligence and decided to force me to assimilate or install mind reading technology in my brain, which is part of their technology. It's like half telepathy. They can read my mind, but I couldn't read theirs. And eventually they did make communication 14 years ago. This is alien abduction. Humans cut their souls off, or Scientologists, humans cutting their souls off, turning them into aliens, and driving them around on Earth, doing all kinds of stupid, horrible things to people, criminal activity, heinous crimes. They can walk up and stick something into somebody's brain and just make them sick or sabotage. They can kill people from the extra dimensions, which they have been doing, or they can control people and drive people. They can turn a person into a surrogate. They can install technology in a person's brain that allows them to see through our eyes, to hear through our ears, or steal brain tissue and take it to their facility and stick it in their computers. I am very severely ill. Home invasion. So they have driven their souls into my home. First, when I lived at 3102 Center Hill Road, Edgar, Mississippi, 38841. They were at that location, stealing biology, assaulting me with deadly weapons, uh, and they also applied or contaminated me with Wartech or remote control worms. Remote control worms with teeth, or remote control parasites. Remote control parasitic worms with teeth. big worms with teeth that they drive through the human biology from a remote location and use it as a weapon. They can take out vital organs and tissues with these worms and maim or murder humans. So this is home invasion, stalking, assault with a deadly weapon, organ theft, uh, illegal use of technology, illegal surgeries, illegal surveillance, illegal invasion of privacy, destruction of private property. So they have damaged the extra dimensions in my locations, especially my home. They have cleaved dimensions or taken dimensional material from my home, removed matter, and they have also damaged the environment, such as put holes in space time, put holes there, made it an unlivable or dangerous environment for people to be in. And they have also done this to places that I've been. So, Heritage Motel in Carbondale, Illinois, and another hotel in Tupelo, Mississippi. They made those environments inhabitable, which obviously or inevitably would harm other humans that walked into that environment, especially at my homes and locations. Uh, Assault with a deadly weapon, attack of an American on American soil, conflict of interest. If for illegal surveillance, there was a conflict of interest, surveillance should have been terminated, or I should have been contacted and offered asylum against rogue agents of the law, of the government, uh, which is what these people are. Some of these people are rogue agents in the military and the government, such as CIA, FBI, and police force, Department of Justice, and Department of Defense. Scientology is also infiltrated and assimilated some of these agencies against their will, and they use violence and lethal techniques or lethal tactics to engage with these people, and myself included. Violence, heinous crimes too, such as torture, rape, uh, premeditated murder, slow killing, uh, and sending people to hell. So they torture people in the afterlife too. They have life support technologies and machines and such that can take steal your soul and run energy through it and keep it alive even when the third dimension perishes. When the person dies, they keep it alive after death and can make it suffer, wound it, and torture it, make it feel pain and discomfort. And soul is the definition for hell, experiencing torture and suffering in the afterlife. And they practice this behavior also. Biological weapons, weapons of mass destruction, intellectual property theft, and they also want to commit identity theft. They want to make a look-alike or commit identity fraud and use it to publish my intellectual property or gain access to my valuables or to my assets uh, and my identity and my authority and my connections, and so to speak, and the ability to publish intellectual property. There's also going to be a lawsuit uh, revolving around Scientology, what they did to other people, and what they did to me, and what they also did to the government, and they can use me to gain access to that. This is terrorism, and not only that, Scientologists also transcend time. So whenever people attack me or other people, another Scientologist will commit acts of terrorism to try to make it stop, or just as payback, or they call it penance. They use false terminology. It's a very occult like people, very occult like behavior. Scientology is. They do sacrifices, which is not a sacrifice. You sacrifice something to kill an animal to eat it. It's a sacrifice. Uh, or go to work for a living. You sacrifice time and health. Yeah, but you make money in return. That's a sacrifice. Killing a good person and then killing good people or innocent people when there's nothing to gain from it. I don't. You're not gaining anything. Type of hostage, Taliban, uh, Taliban type of terrorist type behavior. Uh, yeah, the type of shit you see in the Middle East. Scientology, they're doing it on our own soil, in our own backyard where it's illegal. They do this to control people's behavior And they can also read minds, and they can do this to people without their knowledge. So they can read the minds, they can apply technology or still biology from government officials such as police officers and the CIA, the FBI, and other government officials, which may pertain or may pertain to them or be people of interest to them, such as they may be working on cases that pertain to these people. It would be in these people's interest to read minds, to try to determine behavior and act accordingly, to try to evade authorities or evade persecution and uh, try to survive. Which is what we're going. I just got harassed. He says he's going to hit me in the head. They hit me in the head constantly. They torture me over and over and over again, and it is an attempt to get me to be a harm to myself or to other people. They want to try to get me to hurt other people, because somehow adds to the justification of their criminal behavior against me. So I say, hey, well, he might hurt somebody else now. He's at that stage. So now that's what they're trying to do, where they try to make me weak and not be able to defend myself, especially brain damage. They've given me severe brain damage to keep me from being able to talk and function properly, to perceive and process information. And since I've been here, I've been assaulted several times. I have severe brain damage. I am full of foreign objects. So they have shit stuck all inside of me you can't see. Uh, Garbage, wires and worms and torture devices and weapons and technology and all types of weird, stupid, kitty garbage type shit. Some of it is dangerous stuff like weapons and torture devices. Like they have chains. They've been pulling chains through me. And it's disgusting Jeffrey Dahmer type behaviors, the stealing of souls. They're harvesting body parts from people to use as transplants or fodder. They were attracted to me. They kidnapped me. They stole biology. They read my mind. And it is very intimate communication. It's telepathy. It's like they stick body parts together and you have to experience it. So they cut your soul off and stick it to theirs and they talk to you and you experience it. It's a very intimate and almost a perverted, disgusting type behavior. And it's raw nerves and raw tissues. Very disgusting, heinous, Jeffrey Dahmer type, Hannibal Lecter type people. Serial killers, serial killing type behavior, heinous crimes, kidnapping, uh, like the worst serial killer kidnapping experiences or events that have happened uh, represent these people and are probably a copycat from these people, because these that's also part of their terrorism. So this technology gives them the ability to drive other people, and they have turned kids into surrogates and use that kid to for, for, to perform a school shooting or to do a school shooting to murder other kids. That's their MO or part of their uh, behavior. They do school shootings, they do acts of terrorism, they do war crimes, especially overseas. And a lot of our terrorism has came from this type of behavior, this criminal activity. So hopefully this is not too long to watch. Uh, yes, I'm in Carbondale, Illinois. My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I am in need of assistance. My life is in danger. I need someone, preferably from the government, that took a Hippocratic oath to procure my biology. So I need someone to go get the body parts or the souls of me and my family members and my pets. I need them taken to a safe location. I need all the objects and weapons and stuff to be removed from it. I need these people to be detained and stopped. We're going to have to pull the technology out of their brains so they're like a board. And this is classified. So that's all I got for now, and I'll check back in later.